Yeah, buddy. What's going on, everybody? Welcome again. And well, as always, I'm your man K Marvel. Hopefully to be with us soon is QS Quiet Storm.
Is he doing the pointing thing?
Yeah, he did
Is,
it.
is
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And I'm StrykerDragoon as always.
And if you didn't know, we are your four corners of commentary. Blah, blah. So first and foremost, this is the show before the show, episode 99. Gentlemen, we've come a long way. So today's just going to be an easy episode. We're not even going to talk wrestling. So today's going to be interesting because it's pretty much hot takes from pop culture, things outside of wrestling. Um, just because, you know what? Why not? Right? It's been a little while. So we decided to switch it up a little. Um, I guess I'll start.
Yeah, why not? Go ahead.
All right. He ain't gonna like it, but I'm gonna say it. Rocky movies aren't that good.
Bugging.
Yep, I said it.
You
I
bugging.
said it. Now I'm not saying that there aren't like memorable moments. I'm not saying that there aren't like memorable one-liners or things like that. But the Rocky movies aren't that good, man.
Bugging.
I'd rather see Sly play other roles. Like I'd rather watch Rambo.
Bugging.
Whatever,
Eh,
man.
Not here for it.
I'm just
I made my headache worse. I'm not here for it.
I can kind of agree. I've always loved watching Rambo
Double
movies.
bugging.
double bugging.
I treat the Rocky movies like the Marvel movies. I see it once and I'm done
Bugging.
with it. I don't have to watch it again. Like Rambo, I could watch so many different iterations of him killing people, how he kills people, stuff like that. Yeah, morbid, I know, but yeah,
No, not really.
Rocky.
That's like saying you won't watch the John Wick or you enjoy the John Wick movies because of all the action and things like that. You know what I mean? It's similar concepts, I guess.
We do not ever mention John Wick here in any slanderous form. That's just a
Who
warning.
said anything
ahead of
about
time.
slander?
I said just a warning for anybody who wants to get slick.
What gonna happen? You gonna go off? First off,
Yeah,
John Wick is amazing. That's number one.
John Wick is amazing.
All right. Number two, John Wick is amazing. All right. Better than fucking Rocky. That's for damn sure. So,
That I fully wholeheartedly agree with.
Stretch, you look like your head's about to explode.
He can't deny it though.
Stretch?
He's being the strong silent type. That's not your shtick, sir.
Oh, that's great.
That's QS's shtick. Sir.
He's so upset.
Speaking of John Wick, did y'all see the trailer for the Continental?
No, sir.
I have not yet.
Watch it. It doesn't give much away. It just is basically showing what the show's gonna be about.
No, keep it a buck. I still haven't watched 3 or 4, so I got to get to it. So
Well, three's on HBO. Three. I don't know if it's still on HBO Max.
probably I don't see why they would take it down already.
And then 4 probably won't be
Will
on
be.
Blu-ray or anything
Well,
until
it'll
like
probably-
November.
No, but they do the whole 45 days or whatever, so it'll probably be
That's
on
with the
HBO
bad
soon.
movie. That's with
No.
the bad movie.
No, they do it for a lot of the good ones too.
John Wick's not. I pre-ordered my Steelbook already. It's not coming until November. So
Damn. Hey, well,
that's
It is
why I'm
what it
saying
is, right?
I know it's gonna be in limbo for a while because Lionsgate are literally that, gatekeepers. They will hold their shit off until however long they can. But segue, since we're talking about HBO Max, what do y'all think about Discovery doing Discovery bullshit and turning HBO Max into Max?
Into just Maximilian.
I
Literally
had
short
no
of that.
idea.
You didn't know that?
Happening
Man, you know
end of
me. I don't
May.
really follow.
May 23rd.
That's when all that shit is gonna pop up on Max anyway. So you're gonna have Shazam 2 is gonna be on there, a whole bunch of other things showing up. The Conjuring's getting a prequel series on, not prequel, but it's a spin-off that's gonna be on Max.
Harry
Game of
Potter's getting a
Thrones.
series. Like it's like
Yes. And the way they're doing it is pretty. Yeah, the way they're doing it is pretty cool. It's kind of like every season is a full book.
Oh, okay.
So
they're gonna do that. So it's gonna be an hour episode.
I have no idea. I know,
would think. I would think
honestly
because
know
of Game of
less
Thrones.
information. Yeah, honestly, I don't really have the information. That's what my source told me, who is the Harry Potter buff of the family. So,
and everybody's being recast, so it's literally
yes,
a brand new
cast. Yeah. Did you get to see the animated? Oh God, Gremlins coming out?
Yeah, the Secrets of the Mogwai. I think that's prequel.
Yeah.
So they said it's inspired by Gremlins, so it might not really be like any specific
so it's
timeline.
An offshoot of
it
Gremlins,
could be,
basically.
But that is Gizmo. So
wait, the kid that they're showing walking around like getting the knowledge and stuff like that, that's Gizmo?
No, Gizmo is Gizmo.
Oh, Gizmo's Gizmo. I didn't see the full trailer. I seen a kid walking around like asking questions. Shit.
Nah, regular little Gizmo. And shit still happens. Water splashes on him. Gremlins start popping out from his back.
But is it still like thriller horror-esque where they're like terrorizing the town? Because
probably.
I'm thinking cartoons, but I'm also thinking
no,
like,
yeah. They definitely
are they doing
you
like
definitely
an
see
adult
them.
cartoon?
I have no idea. That part I don't know, but I know they're definitely terrorizing people and stuff, but it looks more comedic than anything else, in my opinion. But then again, that's a trailer, so we don't really know. You know what I mean? That's like that's like Harley Quinn. You know, like when the trailers were coming out, it was very comedic, but it was so much more than just that. You know what I mean?
God, it's dark comedy.
So yeah, I'm not really 100% sure.
Speaking of which, I gotta check HBO Max to see if Titans came back. Gotta see the rest of the second half of the season. Whew, but yeah, so they're rebranding. They're going on the deep portion of streaming because other sides are not trying to do streaming much anymore, but they're going all in with it. So I don't know why Discovery thinks that removing HBO from HBO Max is gonna make it more appealing. But I guess they're like, oh, we don't want it to be like HBO. We want it to just be equal playing grounds. I'm like, nobody is checking for Discovery Plus. Maybe a very select few or a very small portion of the population is, looking for Discovery Plus. So you trying to big up your name or try to diminish what HBO is, you can't diminish HBO. You already see what Game of Thrones did. You've seen what Last of Us is doing, which is breaking Game of Thrones numbers. Like, come on now. It's stupid to me.
Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching it on Facebook, if you could just do us a solid and just give StreamYard the permission so that when you do stuff like this, Randy, we know that it's you. Or you can just go to YouTube.
Or just put your name next to it.
That too. Write your name so that we're not just like, who the hell is this? So Randy, what's good, bro? That's Backstage Brawl. Shout out to them. Tiff, what's up, love? What did you miss? My hot take was that Rocky is not as good as everybody says it is. Stretch his head his ears started smoke shooting out. He started turning purple a little bit. It was
I
weird.
got bad taste in movies. That's why.
No, first off, don't be disrespectful. All
I
right.
got bad taste in movies. I got no problem saying that.
Wait, number
I have
one.
a super
So
hot
what?
take.
All right. So
Bad
what?
taste.
I have a
I
ton.
have a super hot take.
Yeah,
I got a
what's
hot
yours?
take. I'm pretty sure you guys might agree with my hot take.
I don't give a fuck. I do not give a
It's-
fuck about The Legend of Zelda.
I'm not really a huge.
I don't think that's a hot take. I think that's
It's a hot take. Trust me. They just dropped the final trailer for Tears of the Kingdom
but that
today,
doesn't necessarily.
and everybody's going crazy about it. I'm like, okay, it's a Zelda game.
I get what you're saying, but I do think there is a large number of gamers that don't really care about Zelda, and I mean a large number.
I mean, the people who don't have a Switch.
No, more than that though. Like even
that's
even
still a
people
large
who-
number of people.
No, right, but even the people who have rocked with Nintendo, I know people who rocked with Nintendo from the jump and
I
have
don't
not really
care
been
for it.
Zelda fans.
I don't care for it. Even the Mario hype, I'm like, I acknowledge it, but I don't care for it.
Mario's trash.
It's not anything for me. I'm an Earthbound guy. I'm a Metroid guy. I'm an F-Zero guy. Like those are the three. Maybe Pokemon on a good day, but like those are the franchises that I really.
All right. I think your top three is more so of a hot take than ever being a Legend of Zelda fan. Your top three is a little too well. I'm not going to say anything about Metroid.
It's niche. I know.
Earthbound, little niche. Earthbound.
Oh no, for sure.
Love
Definitely.
Earthbound.
Definitely niche.
There's
Love
not a lot
Earthbound.
of people that are into there are less people into Earthbound than there are Zelda.
Never actually played Earthbound.
Neither have I.
I actually have illegal shit that I'm mentioning on air.
Actually,
I have.
You know where Earthbound is? The damn virtual arcade, whatever.
Virtual console?
Mm-hmm.
Not virtual console. Nintendo Online.
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch Online. It's on there. And I like Earthbound because it's really a lot of RPGs take shit from Earthbound. Believe it or not.
Yeah, very true.
But
very true.
Like Undertale, for example, is basically an Earthbound copy.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I have a cartridge. Hopefully Nintendo doesn't watch this stream because they're already gonna strike me down for saying fuck Zelda. But I have a cartridge with all three games for my Game Boy.
That's cool.
For the Game Boy Advance. There's a guy.
And Earthbound 2 is the one that was never released in the States until recently, right?
With what's his face? It's Nintendo. There we go. That was the one with Nintendo in it. Because that was supposed to be he was supposed to be like a NES clone, but not really. And then you have Lucas with the third one.
Right. Stretch, what's your hot take? Oh, yeah. Sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead. Hot take though.
My hot take. I think all the Fast and the Furious movies suck. Like from top to bottom, I think they suck.
Wow.
I think
my favorite is still Tokyo Drift.
I think those
my favorite is still Tokyo Drift.
That's a hot take. Your favorite is Tokyo Drift?
My favorite is still
Tokyo Drift was trash. Super trash.
Tokyo Drift is dumb trash.
Because it's a dumb trash series. So why would I not like the dumb trash?
I think all of those movies are so trash.
Bro, the first Fast and the Furious movie, bro. Come on. Come on. Ejecto seat, cuz like, damn, she's yelling at you. You don't see that?
What anybody
all in caps.
Well, I agree. I came after the fourth one. I was like, I tried. I tried
love
for 4
Tokyo
movies.
Drift.
I couldn't do it.
No, Tokyo Drift was not. The fact that Bow Wow was even in that movie for more than 5 minutes was a tragedy.
OD.
Yeah, he'd even need to be in a fucking movie. I think they were just riding the hype train of what he was at that time, which wasn't really much anyway. Now that you look at it, but
the only thing that those movies provide is loud noises and cars. There's no ability.
Dope cars.
Movies. They are so trash. I'm begging anybody to tell me the plot of those movies.
Cars.
Family.
Thank you. They are
Cars
the
and
Kingdom-
family.
They are the Kingdom Hearts of cinema. Nobody knows the plot. They just know that thing. That's my second hot take. Kingdom Hearts has no plot. It is so overrated. Kingdom Hearts is super duper
You are
overrated.
fucking disrespectful.
It is
All
overrated.
right, you are so
plot.
disrespectful.
Tell me the plot.
Children, Disney, monsters.
Yeah, exactly.
Keys, all right.
The first one, okay.
Honestly, I'll
There
give you
is a
that
plot,
stretch.
though.
I'll
Nah,
give you that
man,
stretch.
Kingdom Hearts was
It-
lit.
The first
Kingdom
one is
Hearts
okay.
and Kingdom Hearts and Fast and the Furious is the same fucking thing.
There are so.
It's about
overrated.
Keyblades
Two was
and family.
Two-
It's
And
about
three was a lot of
Keyblades
fun.
and
first one is
family.
the first Kingdom Hearts I like. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's a terrible game, but they are so overrated. They are, and it has a convoluted plot. You're just literally playing for nostalgia.
It is all over the place.
grab.
They're
is all over the
weaving the
place. I'll give
story
you
with
that.
each game. It had no
I'll definitely
central
give you that.
plot.
It's a money grab. You're playing for nostalgia. You're playing because they revisited all the worlds from your Disney childhood. And number one,
that
has
is
the best
pretty
worlds
dope,
anyway.
Come on, that's not fire. You get to play with them and change into
It was
like
fire when we were in like 8th grade. We're 35. Like Disney is so saccharine now. Like it's lost its appeal. Like you play. I downloaded.
I'm
Kingdom
still
Hearts
waiting
on
for
my
4.
PS5,
Like
and played it for like a week and got bored with it. I was like, I'm not doing it. It's a hack and slash in Disney World with Final Fantasy. It's overrated and it has a convoluted plot. To this day, nobody has ever explained the plot to Kingdom Hearts to me. Coherent.
You can probably just go on YouTube and there.
If you can't explain it to me, you don't know it. I don't want to hear that.
that's it.
If you need a YouTube video to explain the plot, you don't know the plot.
There is no simple way to explain Kingdom Hearts. You just have to watch it and try and understand it. That's it. Because honestly, they were weaving the story with each game. They just added more shit with each game. At least with something like Final Fantasy VII, I'm just making a reference. I don't really like Final Fantasy VII either, so that's my hot take. Same with like Final Fantasy VII, where you knew Cloud was chasing Sephiroth. You didn't know what exactly the fuck was happening until as you go on through the game. But then you get Crisis Core, which does the backstory. So think of just that in that aspect. That's Kingdom Hearts. They literally backtrack. They backtrack past one or behind one to weave the story. So that's it's not a bad take. It's not a bad take.
He removed himself. Could you repeat that again? I'm sorry, I lost track of what you
Okay, so I was saying compare it to Final Fantasy VII. Oh, he said he lost Wi-Fi. Compare it to Final Fantasy VII, where Final Fantasy VII itself had a story, but you didn't know where the hell these characters came from until Crisis Core came out, and when you found out that all of these characters are linked and have this history. So it's kind of like that. Like they just made the games, and then they put in between games, or they put games before that were like prequels to match that. Oh, you know what it is? It's Star Wars. It's Star Wars.
Can you believe, and I know you're going to look at me like I have 10 heads, I have never sat down to watch Star Wars. Not one single Star Wars movie. I need to.
I can understand it. I would say start chronologically. So you would have to go with episodes 1 to 3. Then you can do Rogue One. Rogue One is one of the like newer movies, but it's set before A New Hope, which is part 4. I think it's the first trilogy, which is the prequel trilogy that they did afterwards. Rogue One, episodes 4 to 6. No, it's Rogue One, Han Solo, because you have to learn who Han Solo is. Then episode 4, episode 5, episode 6. And I think you'll be fine. You don't have to watch anything else, honestly. If you want to watch the cartoons, you can watch the cartoons. The cartoons are really good. Clone Wars is really good. Rebels is really good. Ahsoka is coming out. They're making an Ahsoka show, and that is based off of a character from Clone Wars.
I know that much. I know a
And
little bit because of working in Toys R Us. I get it.
right, so they're bringing a lot of the characters from the shows. So, for example, like I think Mary Elizabeth Winstead, which I love, she's playing a character from Rebels, and it's gonna be in there. Um, I forgot I think they have a lot of characters from Rebels, a lot of the animated characters. They actually made CG into the show. And the ones that were actual like people, they actually have people acting as those characters as well. So I think that's cool. Like they're literally weaving the universe as time goes on. Um okay, he said he lost Wi-Fi. So I don't know how long he's gonna take to get back. Um Okay, personal favorite thing from this week, media wise.
Personal favorite thing from this week,
Yeah, media wise.
media wise.
Something you see in a meme, news, I don't know.
Call me nuts, and this is totally nostalgia talking. I am totally ready for that Power Rangers, Always a Ranger, Netflix like movie. I'm kind of ready for that.
It's just soured for me because
Really?
we don't get Kimberly, we don't get Trini, and we don't get
Well,
Tommy.
we're not gonna
So
get Trini. We're gonna get her daughter. She's supposed to be her daughter in it.
right, but I like how they weaved her death into the story, so
Hmm.
that was cool.
Yeah, I like how
But why
she's.
didn't they? But why didn't they sign up Ashley if that's the case? Because you have Kat in the special. So why didn't they sign up Ashley? That would have been fine. You need a Yellow
In
Ranger.
Africa saving the animals. I don't know. To be perfectly honest, I don't know. But that was the end of her arc. She was in Africa saving the animals and sent back a little kid in her place. Like that timeline, that
Trini?
timeline storyline. Yeah. What was that
Trini?
name? No.
Ashley.
Ashley. Yeah,
She sent a kid in her place?
yeah. Tanya Sloan.
That
I
was a
remember
girl
all
from
this.
Turbo?
Tanya was in Turbo. Yeah,
Yeah, Tanya was a
Tanya was
Turbo Yellow Ranger. Okay.
Lost a little bit of Wi-Fi.
Tanya was also the Yellow Ranger in Zeo.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Right.
you.
All
Yeah,
right,
okay.
cool. My bad, y'all. My internet cut out.
happened?
Shit.
Wait, whoa. We were talking Power Rangers? All right.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was.
What's the hot take? Because
No, there's no hot take. No hot take. I was gonna explain.
I do have a Power Rangers hot take though.
I was gonna
I'm gonna
say
curse you out already. All right.
I asked him what was his favorite thing this week, media wise.
Power Rangers comes out next week. Next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
So that was his happy point, which was that.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited for it.
I'm excited for the Street Fighter showcase next week, actually.
Yes, sir.
Lil Wayne is hosting it on 420.
Oh, I guess I'm not watching it.
So
Oh,
it should be fun.
You just reminded me of another hot take. Yeah, Stretch. What's your Power Ranger hot take? So that we can argue about this.
Everything after space sucked.
Whoa!
Everything
Disagree.
after space.
You are bugging. You are bugging.
Disagree.
Everything after space sucked, and Turbo wasn't that damn good.
First
I'll tell you that.
I agree with Turbo.
I can understand Turbo. Lost Galaxy was better than Space. As a matter of fact, Lost Galaxy might be one of the best Power Ranger seasons, period.
Negative.
Lost Galaxy.
All right, you're bugging. Secondly, SPD was on point.
Yeah, SPD was on point.
You know what I want to see? Power Rangers SVU. Give me Benson as a fucking Power Ranger. Give me Stabler as a fucking Power Ranger. Fuck SVU. Sucks.
She's gonna morph and wear
And
the
the
same
Chief
outfit.
is Zordon. I mean, he's already bald. We get the
You
Chief
see
is
Division,
Zordon.
my
We
brother.
get
That's
yeah, of course I see
hilarious.
Division. Written by Dick Wolf. That would be crazy.
That would be
Power
hilarious.
Rangers SVU. Power Rangers, they investigate rapes in their fucking Zords. I'm all for it.
Bro, you're bugging. That's crazy.
Oh, I'm bugging. That's a
Kaiju
multi-million-dollar idea. and you
Hold
know
on,
it.
here.
Kaiju Court.
So I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but it's still Power Rangers.
Well,
Tommy might not be the best Ranger.
who? If not Tommy,
Adam.
who? All right, I go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Adam's
Adam's
strong. Adam's
arguable
strong.
to be
Adam's a strong comparison.
a top contender. Now, okay, and
He's
it's
had
funny
as
because-
much. He's had as much Ranger transformations as Tommy did.
No,
so, yes,
he hasn't.
I could agree. Frog.
No,
he had
no,
the ninja.
Trust me.
Those don't count.
No, ninjas don't count.
Ninjas,
No.
Ninja
No,
don't count.
Ninja definitely counts, but it's you have to think about it this way, right? It was technically still the same Ranger, right? Even when it comes to switching, like it switched powers, yes, but it was still the same Ranger. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at Adam, when you look at Adam, it's Mighty Morphin, Ninja, if you're gonna count it.
Because technically it is.
Zeo and
Ranger
Turbo.
series. Right.
That's it. Outside of that,
I mean,
Adam was red. Adam took over red, right?
He was never red.
Green.
He was green.
Green?
He has the best cameo, I'll say, out of all the older Rangers. That's the best cameo.
Yes.
Showed up in space. That was actually pretty fucking dope.
Yes, absolutely. With the in and out of the that was crazy.
That was pretty dope.
Tommy was green, Mighty Morphin green, Mighty Morphin white, red Zeo, red Turbo, white Ninja, I guess you count. And Black Dino. And Lord Draken. You have to count it.
Brachio.
You know what I mean? So
Master Morph for Tommy.
Yo, I want a Master Morph so bad. But I want it to work in like real life. Oh man, maybe. Oh, here's a music hot take for you. And I don't care what anybody says. Lil Wayne's annoying as shit.
Ooh, it's Wet Dog Food Month. It's Wet
hell.
Dog Food Month.
I mean, there's
mainly his voice.
There's a bevy of hills to die on. I don't think Lil Wayne's the most annoying to exist.
He's up there.
Not really.
In my opinion,
if
I cannot listen to his music, not for long. Maybe 2 seconds.
Maybe pre-Carter 4. I mean, maybe after Carter 4.
Post-Carter 4.
Stop
yes,
it.
Post-Carter 4.
I don't really mess with too much of his music post-Carter 4, but Carter 4 is a masterpiece, so I can't really let that go.
Is he though? Is it though?
Yeah, he's definitely one of the greats. Top 5.
I got a music hot take. And I think like I've been saying this for like decades, but I'm pretty sure now that what's come out about this dude, everybody's gonna agree. Trey Songz really can't sing.
Can't.
Cabbage.
Cabbage.
I've said that for years now, and I like some of Trey Songz songs. Don't get me wrong, but
I think we all do. I think it just because
production
doesn't mean
production is the MVP for him.
I've heard Trey Songz live. Trey Songz cannot sing to save his life.
Production is MVP. That's it.
It's called auto tune. Shut I. But yeah, no, that's up there. It's definitely up there. I would say, but it was something else. Oh my god, I'm so mad. I'm blanking out right now. I had a hot take and Gryffindor sucks. Anyways,
just throw that in there.
I mean, there's big H's out here. You know what I'm saying? Big badgers out here, fam. Honey badgers don't give a fuck. You know how that go. Honey badgers don't give a shit. Oh man, that's hilarious. Why are you such a hater?
Nobody claims. No. Listen, no.
Dude, Hufflepuffs are the most underrated house in all of Harry
They are the bureaucrats of the wizarding world. They are the middleman. They are the people who have middle management jobs and get yelled at by their boss, and they hate their lives. That is Hufflepuffs in a nutshell.
I don't hate my life.
They're the individuals. They are the person when you call HRA. They are the people on the other end of the phone. Those are Hufflepuffs. When you have to get through,
you about to have the whole family jump you
to get your information. They are the voice that is recorded on the phone that tells you to press 1. That is the Hufflepuff.
Wow.
I have no problem saying that.
Wow.
Yeah, that is a Hufflepuff. A Hufflepuff is the person who is recording the voice. A Ravenclaw is the one who set up the automatic voice messaging system. A Gryffindor is the one that's trying to prevent going through all the channels of the system. And the Slytherin is the one who's a tax official. That is how the wizarding world works.
Wow.
Slytherins also are getting caught for tax evasion. So let's just
they're magic Nazis, Slytherin.
That's it. Yeah, like Wesley Snipes, Slytherin.
Yeah, magic Nazis.
Okay, here's another hot take. You ready? People refuse to admit that there are a lot of sequels that are better than the original.
You got to give some examples.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
Secrets of the Ooze
is better than the first one.
The only
I
one
will die on that hill any day of the week.
The Godfather 2 is infinitely better than Godfather 1. I will say that.
Okay, this one, I don't know who's going to agree. I like Bad Boys 2 better than I like Bad Boys 1.
Agree.
See, I like Batman Returns better than Batman.
Okay, I can see that.
Batman was with Jack Nicholson, right?
Jack Nicholson Joker. I think he carries the movie, to be perfectly honest.
Right. Keaton's kind of like getting in the groove in that one. But yeah, I don't think he
steals the thunder.
No. I'm not disagreeing with you, but carries?
I wouldn't say carries maybe a little bit too harsh, but he definitely steals every scene that he's in.
A lot more.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Movie more so than Batman.
Absolutely. I think Magneto was right. No, what's another one that trying to think of the other sequel that I always argue about. It's TMNT 2, Bad Boys.
You like TMNT 2 because Kevin Nash was Super Shredder.
That's not why. Actually, I thoroughly enjoyed that movie.
That's right.
No, I enjoyed the movie.
I know that movie literally from beginning to end.
Too. He was also the Russian in
yes.
Yeah.
Thomas Jane.
Yes.
He beat the shit out of Thomas Jane for like.
Did you know? Here's a little tidbit.
He's also the bouncer in John Wick.
Yeah.
That lets him in the club for his life.
Did you know the actor that played the Predator, the original Predator, was supposed to be Super Shredder. He was a black guy.
Oh wow.
Passed away. And because they had to find somebody that had the height and everything, they asked Kevin to do it.
It's Kevin Peter Hall, yeah, he played the Predator. He's like legitimately like 7 something.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I wonder what he died from.
Time, sir, that when he was in the Predator suit and he had to fight with Arnold Schwarzenegger, he couldn't see. He had to trace all the steps, and do the choreography. He was essentially blind. He couldn't see with the helmet on, mask.
That's crazy.
Arnold was like,
swing, God.
How times have changed.
Hey man.
Now we get masks that we can see from. And CGI is all the rave now.
Hey man, it is what it is, right?
I had a hot take and I forgot. Damn it.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, we are actually talking about just different hot takes. Yeah, it's hot take season. We're just any hot take that's outside of wrestling. We're pretty much talking about
covering anything not wrestling. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my hot take. Every sequel is a clone situation.
Every sequel, what
is a clone situation? Think about it.
Like Attack of the Clones.
Similar.
Like
But
more
in a
talking
sense,
than action.
no. But when I say clone, it's always the hero versus himself, either in somebody who does the same exact shit that they do, or somebody similar.
That's more like a theory than a hot take.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say that's my theory. We'll say that's my theory.
Well, in
I
some movies,
feel a lot of movies, a lot of video games too. That's always the sequel. The sequel is
no,
always
it
them
fits for
versus
Rocky. I'm
themselves.
not gonna lie, it fits for Rocky. Rocky 2 is more so like him training like to actually box rather than just beat the shit out of Apollo Creed.
Right.
What up,
Yeah.
you? And you know what's crazy? Even with sequels, talking about TMNT, right? You had Tukar and Razor.
There you go.
Eh,
I always
that's
feel it's
interesting.
I always
interesting.
feel it's the original movie is establishing the hero, establishing the overarching villain. Then the second movie is either them trying to find their purpose or fight against themselves. So I'll give Spider-Man 2 as an example. It was him basically fighting himself before he reached the knockout because he lost his powers and he had to literally find himself again to reach that final battle. So I always feel it's always that battle of self. Iron Man 2. I'm just giving random examples. Iron Man 2, he fought somebody that had Stark tech or a similarity of Stark tech.
Yeah,
So
but
it's kind of just it's a loose theory, but I always feel that that's the blueprint
but
for a lot of
yeah, but
sequels.
that's also Iron Man 1, Iron Man 3, probably one of the Cat movies. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
the Stark Tech is always kind of involved in some form or fashion in majority of movies that involve Iron Man.
Right.
Oh damn, you just made me forget something.
Q, we're doing hot takes.
Hot take.
Outside of
Non-wrestling hot
wrestling.
takes.
No wrestling hot takes.
No wrestling today at all.
Shoot.
Yeah, we just shooting
Yeah, no, yeah. So if you
from
have
the
any,
hip.
um, hmm,
The most controversial
oh my
take you
gosh,
have.
I literally just had one. It's killing me that I don't remember.
I have a hot take. Ketchup is strictly for French fries.
Whoa, what?
Strictly.
What? No.
Especially if you put it on you are nuts. Especially if you put it on anything that does not have two pieces of bread and anything in between it. If you put it on a goddamn steak, you might as well order a hamburger.
What if I like steak sauce and ketchup?
Then you need to be in a mental institution. You're the type of person that, like people who do that order funnel cakes outside of like carnivals and stuff like that. Like funnel cake is to be enjoyed by one bite and then instantly have regrets. Like, why did I buy this funnel cake? I'm not gonna eat this.
Wow.
Nobody eats a goddamn funnel cake. Like,
Now
outside
that's
of a
egregious.
Wow.
Now
like,
that's egregious. Definitely not.
nobody. You've never seen anybody with a funnel cake outside of an area that has roller coasters.
So that's Sherman. Iron Man 3 doesn't exist. It's all right. That's how I feel about Spider-Man 3. Movie doesn't exist.
Now these
Ketchup
ketchup
on
takes are
eggs.
egregious.
Cousin,
Yup.
Egregious.
cousin puts ketchup
No,
on
not
white
egregious.
rice.
Egregious.
Ketchup on eggs
Why?
is delicious. Ketchup
Definitely
on white
not.
rice is delicious.
Nope.
Why?
Because it's
Nope.
good.
Who
The hell?
does that?
A lot of fucking people.
So what?
A lot of people
A lot of
do
people are
that.
nuts.
Maybe
A lot
as
of
a
people
kid,
are
as an
nuts.
adult.
Look at this
Nope.
country.
Nope.
Good point.
As a kid, sure.
Terrible.
As an adult, no.
Nobody.
Yes.
Yes.
No. Y'all are dead wrong.
No, I can't roll with ketchup on
Dead
white
wrong.
rice, man. I can't do that.
Dead
That
wrong.
Nah.
doesn't make any sense.
Definitely
Thank you.
on
You
eggs.
see, look, you see how I
on
mentioned
white
this?
rice.
Look at his face.
That's your
Yeah,
opinion,
white
though.
rice doesn't even make any
That's your
political
opinion.
sense.
Just because y'all taste
Nobody
buds
doing
don't know
that.
how to have fun
Nobody
anymore.
within sound mind.
Doesn't
is
Fun.
doing
Fun?
You heard me.
That's not funny.
Nobody's
That's
doing that.
It's delicious.
no. That just sounds like you ready to throw up. That's
No, that sounds like y'all ready to throw up.
Nobody-
That
That's
is amazing.
gastrointestinal slaughter.
No, the
That's
hell
what
it's
that
not.
is.
That shit is.
Nobody is doing. Nobody within sound mind is doing that.
Well,
Yeah.
once again, that's why they are a match made in heaven.
Don't be disrespectful.
Y'all
Anyways,
just got
Ketchup and
bad-
eggs.
Bad food choices all around.
Ketchup.
Ketchup on white rice.
y'all fucking.
wow.
That shit is amazing.
Y'all lucky y'all outside my jurisdiction. I call ACS on y'all feeding that child ketchup on white rice.
Look,
Oh,
She
man.
likes it. She likes it. The hell?
Yeah.
Especially fried eggs.
Can't-
Good
can't
Lord,
deny
no.
Oh, I got a video game hot take for y'all.
Copy.
PS2 is not the greatest system ever.
Of course not. Of course not.
What's the better console?
Okay, and mind you, this is obviously opinion because let's
Give it
be
to me.
real. Let's be
Give
real.
it to
I really
me.
do think that the PS2 is the best.
See if you got it right. Give it to me.
But the Dreamcast.
There
Dreamcast
you
is the
go.
greatest system of
There
all
you
time,
go.
baby.
There you go.
You
Dreamcast
mean
is the greatest system ever made.
you mean to tell me
I think y'all.
the console that single-handedly killed Sega's hardware career?
Time out. Flag on the
You're
play
talking
already.
about the
Flag on the play
console.
already.
That's not entirely true.
Flag on
That's
the
a
play already.
misnomer.
You're talking about the console that
No.
they were told to use CD-ROMs and not the shit that they were doing because they didn't listen to people saying that their shit would get burned and
Thank
all
you,
of their
sir.
stuff would be available. I love the
Dreamcast was
Dreamcast.
the
Don't get me wrong.
Dreamcast was,
Real quick,
Dreamcast
wait,
was
time
the
out.
shit, but I ain't gonna say that it's the greatest system.
No, PS2,
Bro.
buddy.
Let's be honest with you. If it wasn't for the Dreamcast, half of the shit that we had would have came way later in video game history.
That's debatable. I think
Dreamcast was the
You gotta
first
give an
system to
example.
go on.
You
Dreamcast
have
was
to
the
really
first
get-
system to go online. Argue with me, because Fantasy Star Online was the very first game to go online.
no, because
It was also the first
PlayStation
system
had online too, from what I remember.
after. Nope, not the PS1. It was the PS2.
I said a PS2, yeah.
we're talking about PS2. Yeah,
That was
PS2
after
had-
the Dreamcast.
They had a PS1. They had online games. They had plenty
No,
of online.
No, not for the PS1.
I said
Let
for
me
the
see.
PS2.
Oh, no. Yes, but
Yeah.
once again, this is after the Dreamcast did it. Number two, it was one of the first systems to have 4 players right there and built into the system. Because for the PS1, you needed to buy the multi-tap.
The N64 did exist. Don't
Oh
forget
shit, no,
that.
you're right. I forgot about the N64. You're right. Good point. Maybe because I
So,
never had it.
yeah, N64 was for.
No, you're right. No, you're
controls
right.
offered.
You're right.
No, just for the audience who didn't know.
Oh, dude, and the UMD ahead of his time.
That was Dreamcast?
Yeah,
The UMD, yup.
online PlayStation 2 games: Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Shadow of the Colossus, Twisted Metal Black, SOCOM 2, USA Navy SEALs, God of War
But that's
2.
not the argument, though. Or not,
No,
not
I'm
that we're
just- I'm
arguing.
Let me finish. Tribes Aerial Assault, Vice City, Tekken Tag, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, Area
Tekken
51,
Tag.
Yeah, it
EverQuest,
was online.
Online Adventures, God of War.
I remember EverQuest and SOCOM. I definitely remember those.
Resident Evil 4, Silent Hill 2, Black.
Yes, it did have online.
Mhm.
Holy
Kingdom
shit.
Hearts, Kingdom Hearts 2 did have online.
Yup.
James
It
Bond,
didn't last long.
Limited Lab, 007 Nightlife, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Call of Duty 3, Final Fantasy 11, the original,
Mm-hmm.
Tony Hawk's Underground, Killzone, Battlefield 2, Modern Combat, Burnout Revenge. I only say that to say this is like, yes, that Dreamcast was one of the first systems that did start off online, but it may have been an innovator, but obviously when it was with PS2, everything elevated. Because with PS2 and the Xbox going forward, they elevated going
No,
forward.
but that
So I just find it so funny when like folks always try to like use Dreamcast as like, oh, that was like the best system going today. And it's just like to say like if Dreamcast was still around, would we now have the online games that we see today, or would we now have the surge? I just find that again. I find that debatable. That's just debatable to a
well,
sense.
that's why it's a hot take, right?
It is. I
So
mean, I guess it's a
so
hot take. It's always going to be a hot take because the Dreamcast still has never been brought back.
but that's okay though, because
No, it's
it's
not
living
okay.
it live.
You can't, I say it's not okay because you can't really use that. Y'all can't use that in a debate trying to say like, oh, this system was better than that system. When it's like, okay, if it was better than that system, then that very system would be remade multiple
But
times
that's
over.
not necessarily true though.
It hasn't. It just hasn't.
But that's not true. People put up argument. Well, maybe not the stupid ass Virtual Boy, but people use arguments for other systems also, and there
Right.
hasn't been certain things.
I think the Dreamcast kind of like paved the way for where we're at now as far as like use of the internet. Like it had an internet browser.
I was just about to say that too.
It's
Like
one.
LAN
It was
play,
one.
like Ethernet play was like with the Dreamcast. So like, the only thing that really killed the Dreamcast, number one, was a limited library
Hmm.
of like games. There was a lot of arcade imports and
Yep.
a lot of games that could have been found on other systems that were, by all purposes, stunning. Like Striker has a really good point when they use
Of a
hardware
higher
that
quality.
recommended.
It was
You know,
one
they
of
tried
them.
to kind of revolutionize their own hardware and it didn't work. And it was like limited arcade ports. Like the
Yep.
arcade ports were like things like Dynamite Cop and fucking
Time Crisis.
Dead and stuff like that. We had kind of moved past that at that point, I think.
Yeah, the arcade shooters.
Yeah,
And
arcade,
they're and
rail
they're
arcade shooters.
Rail
Like, we had
shooters,
moved
yeah.
past it at that point. Like
yeah, and they're single party game. They're first
Single
party
player
games.
or first
No,
party.
for the
Yeah,
first party
right.
games were dope.
Yeah,
It
Nights in
just
the
so
Dream.
happened the crappy part of and I will always say this. The shitty part about the Dreamcast going away was that the PS2 came out. You know what I mean? If they didn't
killed it.
if they didn't essentially the PS2 and the Xbox really kind of segregated the gaming industry to the Dreamcast.
They shot themselves in the foot though, because a lot of the games played better on Dreamcast. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, for example,
Oh yeah.
it would played extremely better on the Dreamcast. You still can't get a version like the Dreamcast version
And I mean
elsewhere.
think of this, right? Power Stone 1 and 2.
Mhm.
You had the two Sonic Adventure games.
Right.
You had which introduced some of the most, if not at minimum, two of the most iconic Sonic characters to date, right? You had Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. You had Crazy Taxi 1 and 2, which granted arcade port, you know what I mean? But that's one of those games that people strictly remember for the Dreamcast.
I have it on my GameCube.
Soul Blade.
Yep.
If it wasn't for Soul Blade, we wouldn't have Soul Calibur. You know, and I'll tell anybody, if you get a chance to either find a Dreamcast and find this game, which probably costs a shitload of money now.
Yeah,
but
Soul Blade
mainly-
definitely does.
But mainly emulator. If you can find Skies of Arcadia, I would die on that
$200.
hill that is one of the best RPGs that not a lot of people have played.
$200.
That's
GameCube. If you can get a GameCube, which shouldn't be
Yeah,
hard, but definitely.
Skies of Arcadia Legends. I have it. I have the game and the GameCube in my closet as we speak.
Yeah, but didn't they Didn't they port it to GameCube too? They ported all
Legends, that's
the
what I'm
games.
saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Not all of them. They ported only a couple.
Okay.
But that was
Because
one
of
of the
Skies
games
of
that was
Arcadia,
on-
Skies of Arcadia 2,
Nope.
they didn't reach 3 yet, right?
There was no 2.
So what was it?
It was just Legends. It was the original Skies of Arcadia
Mm-hmm.
with added stuff, like some of the stuff that they took out from the original.
And there was no 2. They didn't make a 2.
Nope.
I swear they made a 2.
There was
Oh,
never a sequel.
interesting.
That by far one of the best RPGs that I have ever played. Like it would be in my top 5, hands down.
I still haven't opened Baten Kaitos, so I have it there, but I haven't played it yet. I might get it for Switch, the collection. But I have the original in my tote.
Yeah. Skies of Arcadia and Skies of Arcadia Legends. That was the only other one.
Do I have a hot take? Oh, well, it's probably not going to be a hot take because we all are pro PlayStation here. Xbox is pretty fucking garbage. Oh my god.
It is now. I think the Xbox and the Xbox 360
360
are top
was
tier.
Amazing.
Top tier.
Amazing.
After the 360, it was quiet for them.
Xbox
I will say
One,
this
trash.
I will say this
one.
though.
Mhm.
The Xbox interface was always dope.
Yeah, the UI has always been dope.
Their UI
PlayStation's
was always
been
fire.
trying to emulate it or get close to it, but the UI has always been dope for Xbox.
Yeah.
Personally.
Like they've always been on point with that.
It's just
That's
seamless.
Microsoft. But it's Microsoft. You know what I mean? Like, but the last few,
Let me see.
didn't they do a handheld?
No.
I swore they did a
They
handheld,
tried.
bro.
PlayStation tried with the whole AI feature when they tried it with PlayStation Home, and PlayStation Home had potential.
Yeah,
it was potential. The problem is they obviously didn't.
Execution was bad.
It just no. Well, I wouldn't say the execution. The execution wasn't bad. It was like I said, the idea and everything of it was great. It was a great idea. They just didn't stay consistent with it. And so instead of just and they just decided to just end up scrapping it completely. But I mean, it was a good. I guess that was a good way to combat with the 360 at the time, because PlayStation Home came out when it was a PS3. And I think that was the problem. That was the problem with Sony, that they were trying so hard to compete, to go head to head with Microsoft on certain shit, and it just wasn't the case. It didn't need to happen with the PS3. So then when the PS4 came and was born, that's when they realized their mistakes and was just like, all right, we'll stay
instead of sticking to what you know.
Yeah, they stuck, and they really did. They went back, they stuck with what they knew, and it just worked wonders for them, because now everything is just blown out the park at this point. Like they don't have to. You don't have to do the whole AI user interface thing. Like that's not even necessary. We don't care, because folks at PlayStation, I guess on the PlayStation side, they don't care about that shit. From my knowledge, a lot of us don't that have PlayStations. We don't care about having our own AI, like walking around and everything, like on a server right there while you're playing the game. Like you don't care about that. You just care about
was like
game graphics.
Q, would you say this? Would you agree with this? Home was like PlayStation Sims.
Yeah, it was. And honestly, there was no point. There was no point in you even purchasing The Sims 4, when you had PlayStation Home. It was just
people are still buying that shit. Yo, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, people
are still buying Sims 4.
I mean, The Sims is a game that no matter what is always going to make money. The Sims is going to make money for the rest of it.
There's a hot take. Sims is trash.
It's the equivalent. It's the equivalent of GTA 5 for women, basically.
Not even GTA 5. It's the equivalent of, I don't know if anybody knows about the certain game that used to be played on the PC like crazy, but it's like Second Life. It's very much so. It's the closest way. The Sims 4 is going to be the closest game franchise. The Sims is going to be the closest game franchise you have to Second Life. If you don't want to go and play that on your PC and do that all the time, you could have it here on your console and just keep playing The Sims, and you just keep on buying the expansions for it to Kingdom Come. That's just how it is. That's how it's always been. Is it trash? Essentially, yes, it is trash. because The Sims is really supposed to be like a family oriented game. It's not what we really expected it to be. Unless you want to go and mod it and do all that extra stuff, it's not gonna be the game that you really want it to be.
Side note, shout out to my brother Hector for actually doing lyrics for The Sims 4, like, and having his music on there and in Sim speak, like fire. Like, I don't even know how, but that shit was dope. Here's a PlayStation hot take for y'all. Spyro over Crash.
Agree.
Mm.
No, I'll take Spyro over Crash.
Okay, because
I
a
had
lot
a
of
lot.
people will disagree with that wholeheartedly.
Spyro.
I like Crash Bandicoot more than I do Spyro the Dragon.
Man, the
If
first
they
two,
did Crash like Spyro, then Crash might take it. But
Bro, the first
Spyro,
two
just because of
Spyros-
how big the world is, it's so much more engaging to me.
Ripto's Rage, bruh. That game was fire.
I gotta take some retro time and run through those games.
Yeah.
I still didn't finish
Rumor
Insane
is that next month's PS Plus games
Showcase?
might have the trilogy.
Which one? Crash?
Spyro.
Oh, Spyro trilogy.
They've already done Crash.
I think I bought. I most likely already bought it. I don't think I got. I probably did get Crash Team Racing. I have to check. But what about Crash Team Rumble? I think that's what it's called.
I don't know what that is.
So it's Crash Bash basically, but it's 4-player beat 'em up. Not beat 'em up, but
Like Smash?
platform fighter.
Like Smash Brothers.
Yeah, like Smash Brothers, right?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm with all the Crash characters. Hopefully it's cheap.
Man.
Hot take.
Aquaman can't help but smell like fish.
That's truth.
No, yeah, I know.
Marvel movies are starting to be boring.
I don't think that's a hot take though.
Starting.
No, you're right. Not starting. They are boring.
I think a lot of people would agree with you.
And this is not coming from I'm tired of superhero movies. I'm definitely not, because Blue Beetle got me hyped. I'm gonna go see Blue Beetle. But in a sense of, I feel they've lost their touch. I don't feel the magic is gonna come back again.
I could tell you the moment that when that really happened. When Stan passed away.
I mean, of course, that was always
once Stan passed away, it was and granted, I mean, you know, you obviously see my name, you know what I mean? Like, I will die on the hill that Marvel, not that they can't do any wrong, because, you know, the first Captain Marvel exists, but
oh man, I'm mad I paid to see that movie, bro. So mad.
Well, luckily the Marvels looks fire.
And it's not because of Captain Marvel.
No,
definitely not.
It's definitely because of everybody else.
I think when it comes to the fact, I mean, Stan dying, that just was what it was. Obviously nobody could change that. But I think we all knew and expected that was going to come. Like, the magic was always going to be gone. It was never going to stay. If Stan's not going to be at the helm of everything, like trying to give his little tidbits to make sure, give like a cameo appearance, it's not going to feel the same. Like, I feel like everything really hit the peak with Marvel after Endgame. Once Endgame happened, that was it. Like, we're just watching these movies just basically just out of just loyalty. Like, we're just watching it. We're watching Black Panther 2 out of loyalty, but everyone could probably agree, like, Black Panther 2 was good, but it wasn't great.
Sloan in the building. What's good, brother, man?
It wasn't great like Black Panther 1. It was good. It just wasn't great.
But then again,
it tugged at the heartstrings. It tugged at the heartstrings because, again, I say that it tugged at our heartstrings because we lost Chadwick. We just lost Chadwick, so it's
Right.
like, right, we had to watch this in loyalty to it. But at the same time, it was just like I could
But it
understand
was
why some folks feel like the magic wasn't there. It's
right,
the
but it
same
was
thing.
also built. But it was also built to be a different movie. It wasn't built to emulate the first Black
You
Panther.
could say the same thing for Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. You could say that too. Like that, it was like it was there, but it wasn't like the magic wasn't there. Like you didn't feel like the magic that you would want to feel from a Doctor Strange movie. It was just like, eh.
True, but I would argue the fact that it's still. I think if you try to compare those two specific sequels, there there's a lot of differences for a lot of reasons. Just like you touched on with Black Panther 2, Chadwick passing. This was about the moving on and the mantle and what's gonna happen, what the pain and the overcoming the pain and then losing losing the only other Shuri losing the only other person that truly understood her. You know what I mean? Like there's is some to me they're two different. They're meant to be on two different platforms. You know what I mean? Like, but I can understand how people feel about Doctor Strange. I enjoyed it. But then again, y'all know how I am with movies and shows and shit. So
I mean, like, and then again, it was just like Ant-Man was only really good because we saw Kang. So it was just like, okay. It's just I see where Stryker's coming from, where it's just like a lot of the Marvel movies, they're not hitting like they used to. And it's
no,
like
absolutely.
it's just not. They just not hitting. There ain't nothing to it. It's I could agree with you as well. Like a lot of the movies ain't gonna hit because it's just not the same since Stan died. And I was like, well, yeah, it's not gonna. It's gonna be like that. I think going forward, even with all the next phases of the Marvel movies they put in, it's always gonna be like that. Stan's not at the helm. If Stan's not in the fucking creative, is not in creative director position. If he's not in the writers rooms with them, if he's not on set with them, it's not gonna feel the same. It's just gonna be like
Yes.
Been
you just
missing
do
the
it, you
magic.
do it.
I
But
mean, it's the
honestly,
core,
I
right?
think since Endgame, it just hasn't hit at all. Like
But
I
I
mean,
said
people
that
Stan,
tried.
that's
was
right
the
around where
last bit.
Stan passed away.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was when Stan passed away.
It's the
Okay.
yeah. So when you really look at it, right? It you know, and not that Stan created every character. Like all comic book fans, I hope you understand that that is not true. Stan Lee did not create every single Marvel character, but I think when it comes to the core of a lot of the characters, he was at that core. You know what I mean? Um, when it comes to the emotional aspect of things, the relatable aspect of things, like that's what Marvel has always kind of like in my eyes has always kind of prided itself. Yes, it's fantasy, of course. All pun intended. Um, but Marvel has always had that relatable tone to it, you know. And I always use Spidey, so I won't use Spidey now, but X-Men. X-Men is essentially racism, you know. Professor X is Martin Luther King, is based off of Martin Luther King. Magneto is based off of Malcolm X, you know. But they both wanted the same goal but went completely different ways about it. And then mutants had to deal with being different and having the hatred towards them. You know, we don't want you in our city, we don't want you in our town, we don't, blah blah blah. You shouldn't be living because your mutation has created this scary aspect of you, right? Um, Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four truly it like when they say it's Marvel's first family, it's not just Marvel's first family because it's not just Marvel's first family because it is a family. It's the issues that they deal with is actual family issues a lot of some of the times, you know what I mean? So it's and I would say before Endgame, regardless of the fantasy aspect of Endgame of the MCU, it still touched on those relatable aspects, right? Like I just watched Iron Man 2 recently, and the Demon in the Bottle storyline with him, dealing with his alcoholism and
Right.
him being a womanizer and things like that. Like people relate to that. That was one of the storylines that really took Iron Man from being like a C-list hero to a B-list hero. And then let's be honest, Iron Man 1 really put Iron Man to be a B-list to an A-list hero. So thank you, RDJ. But yeah, man. I don't know.
I get it. No, I understand.
You got any other? I don't know if you heard the music, the music hot take I said.
I didn't hear a hot take like that. I didn't hear that. I missed out on it. Well,
Lil Wayne's trash.
this one.
That was it. Just that I don't think Lil Wayne is as good as everybody says he is. But
I'm not.
His voice does it for me. His voice turns me all the way off.
So I'm not going to discredit Wayne's discography. I would say. I think I would say a lot of people would say that Wayne would be able to go on a versus with like the likes of Jay-Z. I personally would disagree with it. I think Wayne is better off in a versus with 50 than with a Jay-Z, because I feel like with Wayne's discography is almost untouchable. I would say if we're going with Wayne, we got to go with
untouchable.
It's almost untouchable if we're not even discounting his mixtapes, if we just talking about the Carter series from the Carter 1 all the way to the Carter 3. From 1 to 3 is damn near untouchable, because Carter 2 is damn near almost a perfect album. 3 is almost a perfect album in itself. But
really?
It's facts. It's actual facts. Like those Carter 1, if you listen to from tracks from Carter 1 all the way to Carter 3, just the Carter 3 alone, it's a damn near perfect trilogy. But and mind you, I'm discounting his mixtapes. Because his mixtapes is obviously better than his albums. But if you really had to but anything after the Carter 3, like Carter 4, Carter 5, everything, all of that after, it was just like, all right, it's Wayne. So I would say it'd be better if I'd say put him against. The hot take is put him in a versus against 50 instead of Jay-Z, because everybody likes to put Wayne. Don't get me wrong, Wayne is the father of a lot of these so-called rappers that you hear now.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's definitely their father, but I'm not going to sit here and say that he's better. He's better with he's better. Okay. I would say he's on the same level as Jay-Z. He's definitely not close.
So playing devil's advocate a little, right? You just mentioned Wayne's albums, his mixtapes, things like that, right?
Right.
And the comparison that or the speak of or the talk of him going against Hov.
Mm-hmm.
So me not necessarily being a big Wayne fan, right? The only reason I feel like that would work singles, and if these are, you're calling some of these perfect albums, don't you think it would work because there are so many amazing Jay-Z albums and so many amazing Jay-Z tracks that would go against the Lil Wayne tracks that would work well against, and vice versa, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure, for a change clothes, there's a fireman, or for a
having a hard time naming songs you don't like there, champ.
Yeah, no, I'm not even. Yeah,
I'm about to say because there's certain Jay-Z albums I wouldn't even put in the versus category. Like,
ooh, like,
automatically.
This is a hot take, baby.
I'm admitting I'm crossing out the best of both worlds. I'm crossing that one out.
Oh,
yeah, okay, yeah,
instantly.
Okay, that I get.
Instantly.
That's got to go.
The album's dope.
I probably wouldn't even, believe it or not. Y'all may be shocked, but I wouldn't even use the Dynasty. I wouldn't even use the Dynasty album in his verses. Like
Rock La Familia.
Yeah, I'm not losing that. I'm not using that one. I would rather.
There's a couple on there.
They want to go with his best. I mean, obviously,
so let's strictly think solo album, right? Solo Jay-Z album, not like,
Reasonable Doubt, Blueprint 1 to 3, Magna Carta, Holy Grail.
Well, I mean, you just skipped a whole Hard Knock Life.
I was about to say, you could definitely skip out and cross out Blueprint 3, because Blueprint 3 is like, I'd say out of all the Blueprint,
I like Blueprint 3.
That was the weakest one. That's the weakest album out of all
Blueprint.
You know what's crazy? That's where I would disagree with you.
Oh, really?
I personally think Blueprint 2 was the weakest one. And I'm not saying it's trash. Not at all. I'm just saying that out of the 3, I personally feel like 2 was the weakest.
Okay. I mean, I don't like, I was just, because I guess it goes with, to each his own. Because I look at, again, I look at someone
said best of both worlds still slaps.
That's just a staple. Now I ain't gonna hold it. Yeah, the best of both worlds. Yeah, it slaps. But because of certain shit, you gotta just omit it. You just like, you know what, I gotta walk away from it. Don't get me wrong, like, granted, because that's a hard.
I might give it to you.
That's hard songs to walk away from, but you just have to.
I might give it to you there, K Marvel. Blueprint 1 is a stronger track list. But I listened to I'm talking about, you said you would take Blueprint 1 over Blueprint 2.
No, Blueprint 1 is the best one out of all of them.
No, he would take Blueprint 3.
No, I would take Blueprint 3.
3 over 2. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I feel. I feel like I think, like, like I said, like Blueprint 3. As long as y'all knew, man. As long as y'all already knew what it was. So I get it. So it's cool. You just said, fuck it. It is what it is. Y'all knew what it was. Like
Jacob Kelly not guilty. That doesn't turn over well. That's like 444. That album's crazy.
Top 5 Jay-Z?
I don't know.
Probably top 10.
I don't know about top 5.
No, definitely top 10. Granted,
so
he had
two,
what,
so
16?
2 blueprints in top 5.
Yes. No.
No. Okay. So
All
Blueprint 1 is definitely staying.
So Blueprint 1 is definitely there. In my opinion, Blueprint 1, and this is no order, because that's difficult as is.
Yeah, it's definitely
one.
Blueprint 1,
Reasonable Doubt.
Black Album, Reasonable Doubt. Sorry, I'm trying to go through them in my head. I can't go through them in my head. Give me a second.
Jay-Z discography.
She's so loud, demanding and shit. Blueprint 3 might be up. Oh no, wait. Kingdom Come's definitely up there.
You think so?
Well, it's between Kingdom Come and American Gangster.
American Gangster definitely.
American Gangster.
American Gangster definitely number 5.
If I had to pick a top 5, we got to go Reasonable Doubt, right? Blueprint. I think you got to put Magna Carta, Holy Grail up there.
I was just about to hit that.
Magna Carta, Holy Grail.
Oh.
I think you got to put Hard Knock Life. Volume 2 Hard Knock Life has to be up there. I'm struggling. For me, I struggle between the Black Album and In My Lifetime, personally, for that last spot. If I had to pick between the two, I lean towards In My Lifetime, personally.
What, over the Black Album?
Over the Black, yes. Personally,
justify my.
I like
I don't know.
I like his earlier
Trash.
work comparison to his later work.
No, I get that. I understand that.
Yeah. Black Album's not in my top 5.
Bro, Black Album was fucking
I'm
crazy.
looking at the track list and I'm like, yeah,
What?
I can't.
What?
I can't play it straight through. I'm sorry.
Oh, I play
can't.
that album straight through any day. It's Trash Pimp, and I'm serious about mine. I'm so sincere, nigga. I chop you up, put you in the mattress like drug money, nigga. Yo,
I would say
Black Album was crazy.
so. I really like the weird shit about me is like I'm not a Jay-Z fan, so I don't really have like I can't really say like which is my faves, but I will say the ones I really fucked with. I always fucked with Kingdom Come. I've always fucked with the Blueprint 2. I've always fucked with in my lifetime. You know, I would have said I fucked with 444, but then I felt like everybody else was just giving so many generic statements on 444. They felt like, you know, it made niggas want to like.
It was an apology album, so like
No,
it wasn't.
not even an apology album, bro. It was kind of like the drag. Niggas was dragging it, starting to drag it. They're like, yo, 444 made me want to get my family back. 444 made me want to fix my credit. and I would just make and I would be going and listening to it. I'd be like, wait, what? This album made you want to fix credit? Hold up, let me
Wait, so you're trying to say, all right? So here's the only wrestling reference of the show. You trying to say people took 444 to be the Cody Rhodes of Jay-Z albums?
No, like, and they really was pushing it like that, and I saw all the think pieces saying like, oh, this is such a coming to of age for us as grown black men to come together and do right by our family and be back to
What in the whole
the house again, and it'd be like, yo, what? And the whole time I'm listening to the shit, and I'm just like, yo, it's just man, it's really just man just admitted that he cheated. It's just it's like I'm just like, yo, like why do y'all drag it like this? So then that made me like just not like 444 at all. Like
I understand that.
I've seen 444. I've seen him before this album, seen the shit live, and I'll just be like, yo, this ain't it. I was just like, yo, fuck it, man. Like, I'm good.
Sloan.
Okay, Sloan, because Reasonable Doubt isn't on my top 5 either.
Really?
Reasonable Doubt might not be on mine either, actually.
It's just
Really?
more popular. It's just as
I gotta put Reasonable Doubt is up there. Reasonable
No.
Doubt. I can't not.
It's not top 5. It'll be 6. But
No,
it's
like
not top 5.
I'm not
Top five,
discrediting it to not be a top 5. Like it's one of those albums that should be in people's top 5. But I don't know, man. But
Considerably
Black Album to me is top 30. In my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm just saying it's not in my top 5.
Change Clothes. Dirt Off Your Shoulder. Man, listen.
Linkin Park remix is better, but that's just me.
That album slapped too.
Collision Course.
Collision
you know
Course?
what? I would put Collision Course on there. I would put Collision Course up there.
Was crazy.
If it was joint albums, I would have put Collision Course up there.
What Jay-Z Unplugged? Give it to me.
Unplugged is pretty cool.
Unplugged is dope.
Unplugged is pretty cool.
No Order, Blueprint 1, Blueprint 2. I fucking love Blueprint 2. Like you literally have to go through those features on that fucking album. It's fucking ridiculous. I would have put Watch the Throne, but it's really a joint album. I'm not gonna do that.
I was about to say, how do we feel about his joint albums? Because I will say this. I think
like
the ones
most of them.
I'll say this, and I know I'm gonna catch hell for this. I do not like the ones with R. Kelly, and it's not even because of what R. Kelly who R. Kelly is. I just don't like him. Like I think Best of Both.
I would have to look at both.
Average. Mm-hmm. I think Best of Both Worlds is average, and I think
Unfinished Business.
What's the name of the next one that came after
Unfinished Business.
Unfinished Business.
Yeah, Unfinished Business. I think is even worse. I think that's his worst effort.
Unfinished Business.
Yeah.
Unfinished Business is trash.
Yeah,
and it's so trash.
I'll come out and say
it's trash to the point. It's really trash to the point where a lot of motherfuckers really don't even remember the shit that used to be. That was actually a joint album. You actually have to go into your search history of Jay-Z to find that oh shit, that was a joint album. That was trash.
That's a tour poster.
I mean, I would say Watch the Throne. Watch the Throne. I would say was a good cultural shift. It was
Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
It was dope. It was dope for what it was presented at the time. Do I think that they'd be able to strike magic twice and be able to get that again? I don't know. I don't know because I don't know. You don't necessarily know.
Mental state's not there.
Not even. I wouldn't even say the mental state. I don't want to say the mental state because if you're going by the mental state, you have to wonder not only with Ye, you have to also wonder with Jay as well.
Mm-hmm.
If both of them are even in the same space to even want to have that joint, number two for that joint.
But that's really what I mentioned. Like they're in so much of a different lane. Each other, their trajectories is just so much different right now. I don't think it's gonna match.
I think it's like business wise, it just has to make sense. And I think right now for business, it just doesn't. They just don't. It's just not. It's not the thing for them right now. Yeah. They're good with just seeing Watch the Throne, of just seeing it. It was a gift for what it entailed right there and then. And they're okay with that.
You know what? Looking at, I know. I said no joints, but like no joint tracks, albums. But yo, Watch the Throne was crazy.
Yeah,
Watch the Throne got hits.
Otis. No Church in a While. Cam wasn't even on the album.
The whole album.
That whole Niggas in Paris, Murder the
whole
Excellence.
album.
Yeah, nah, that whole Welcome to the Jungle. Welcome to the Jungle.
Welcome to the Jungle. Yeah, welcome.
Nah, that might be up there.
As I'm saying, that's an album I can listen to start to finish. I can't do that with a Black album. I'll skip a couple. Like it's
Black album.
When I say great albums,
no,
but this is but that's why it's not on my top. That's why it's not on my top 5. Blueprint 1 and 2. I love the whole fucking track list,
bro.
Because I had to really go back and listen to Blueprint 2 and really listen to the features and really listen to the songs that's on there, bro. Guns N' Roses, by far one of my favorite songs on that fucking album.
True. Crazy.
So I can't deny it's in my top 5.
No, and I get that.
But it is not one. It is definitely not Blueprint 1.
Honestly, Blueprint 1 is top 3. It should, in my opinion, it should be top 3 in almost anybody's listing.
But Stryker and Stretch. The reason why we really went into like this whole like rabbit hole for Jay is because originally, I guess he would ask, I guess K-Marvel was saying that he doesn't really like fuck with Wayne like that, and they gave a hot take. And I was saying before, I was like, well, I'm not saying I don't fuck with Wayne. I just don't see Wayne going into verses against Hov. I said it was more like Wayne's discography is more of us to going to verses against 50. And I feel it's more because I said if you take away the mixtapes, exclude all of Wayne's mixtapes, like exclude that. If you're just going by
album for album.
Yeah, not even album for album. Because if we're going album for album, it has to be Carter 1 and Carter 3. That's it. Because the rest,
Carter 2,
because his album, well, Carter 2 is damn near perfect. Carter 2 is damn near perfect. But I said after Carter 3, a lot of Wayne's albums were just
hit or miss.
Yeah,
very much so.
I agree.
But it's just like because I would say it would have been a better versus with Wayne versus 50. And hell, even
because 50 only has one perfect album.
I mean, Get Rich or Die Trying and The Massacre. Yeah, The Massacre is a good album. Like, believe it or not, a lot of
The Massacre was dope.
Massacre is a good album.
Massacre is a good album.
Curtis is when things started going downhill.
I think 50 problem was
50 actually put all his magic in the mixtapes.
The
mixtape 50 really would have probably
and the G Unit album.
Real rough
and his sound never really evolved in comparison to everybody else we talking about.
Yeah.
Well, you got to remember
50 to me, and this is no disrespect to 50 whatsoever. 50 to me is one of the greatest rappers of all time, all things considered.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say. Now I'm not talking about lyrically. I'm just talking about like impact as far as his music is concerned. Lyrically, 50's not even my top 50. Lyrically speaking. But he's the least, like, out of the rappers we talking about, he's the least versatile of the 3 of these rappers.
Yeah.
Like, hands down. Like, it's not even a question.
Agree.
He's the least versatile out of the 3 of these rappers. 50's out of all these rappers, he's the one who gets away with using the same type of verses throughout all his music. Like, how many songs have we heard Have a Baby by Me, Baby, with in 50, and nobody calls him out on that? Nobody calls him out on that. In an era where people focus on lyrics and it's like, oh, he has spat this line before. 50 has spat the same line in so many different songs over so many different years, and nobody calls him out on it. And I like 50. I'm not even saying that to say like, oh, he can't rap or whatever.
All right. So
he's the least versatile out of the three rappers that we were just talking about.
So here's a music hot take. And this is also preference because I'm biased. But I think Ludacris is better than T.I.
Oh,
that's not even
a
hot take.
That's a hot like,
that's not a hot take.
That to me, first off, I'm gonna say number one, personally, I disagree, but not by much.
Right.
Not by much. Like it's close.
No, very extremely.
Like, that's not even a hot take. I think that's probably the most agreeable anybody could ever say on here.
I can
I'm
agree
also
with
really
it.
biased too because
I listen to T.I. way more though. Time.
But like Luda, to say that Luda's better than T.I., absolutely, I believe so. Like T.I.,
and it's not discrediting T.I. by any means, of course.
Luda had shit on lock for
Luda had some
very good minute, like bro, great minute. Like you can go look at all Luda's discography. If another good way to look at it, I think is when you look back at the verses that he had.
That's what I'm about to say. It's a lyricism too.
It was that verses with Nelly, correct? He had it with Nelly. If you go back and look at Ludacris versus Nelly, you go and see like Luda had everything. Like it was every single fucking track on live. Every single
track.
Every single one was a hit. So it's just like, yo, Luda really had this whole shit on Smash. And if he really wanted to, he can come back and put the shit on Smash if he wants. He just he got the actor money now. Luda's big. He's solidified. T.I., he had a good. I'm not gonna say T.I. didn't have a run. He got a good run too. He got some albums, but I'll say like I guess more people would be more drawn to T.I. if you from Atlanta and you from Atlanta and that's the person that you rock, like you grew up on and listening to no matter what. Mm-hmm. Like T.I. was just who you was growing up on while you was living in Atlanta and everything. So you always gonna be biased and feel like you know he's in the South. You're gonna believe that. But with like Luda was just, to me, was just more global. He was more global.
Mechanicsville, Georgia niggas that is never leaving the South.
No, but honestly, bar for bar, Luda, most definitely. I can't remember a Luda song that I wasn't thinking of a verse that he said.
Also,
you know,
his music is also more commercial than T.I.'s.
Oh, yes, very much so. Yeah.
That kind of gives him the edge as far as like replay value. Like you're more likely to hear a Luda song somewhere else than a T.I. song, whether it be a commercial or at a sporting event, something. Like he has way more, to me, like commercial
or an Irish pub.
T.I. does. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure I've heard "Move Bitch" in so many different places that I didn't need to hear it at.
I mean, that's
Stand Up. We can even go back to him and some Shauna stuff. Like I will hear that shit in random places.
Southern Hospitality, freaking Roll Out.
Come on now, the Potion. Y'all, there's even so many fucking albums on those tracks that was sleepers that ended up being like actual club bangers. So it's just like, what
was that? Poison? No, not Poison. Potion. Sorry, that is what you were talking about. Yeah. What that beat?
Yeah, come on now. Yeah, like it just worked.
What?
It worked.
Crazy.
It worked. Luda had he really had the sound. He had that sound. He had that shit on Smash.
And on lock, bro.
Even going all the way up, like if you look at his later discography, going to Runaway Love, going to Moneymaker, going to, you know what I mean? Like these are all bangers. You know what I mean? Even when it's the deep rooted, like make you think, like that type of track. You know what I mean? Using Runaway Love as an example.
I ain't gonna lie, I never was a fan. I never liked Runaway Love. I didn't like
because it's such a hard song to listen to.
It's not even that. Not even that.
Really
a hard song. I felt like it was just like, all right. It was. I think we grew up in that time period where like certain rappers, they were making like these songs try to be like thought provoking and make us really think, and make us like put us in that scenario to like or put us back in those moments. And that was just the point. That was a point in time where I just didn't want to. I don't want to live in that time frame. I didn't want to live in that time frame. I don't want to live in a time like that time frame. That was, I think that was like myself and Stryker's era where we listened to songs like "Runaway Love," and it would be, and it's like that song would be played in loop with, it was like "Runaway Love" being played with SEX. What was it? Who's that? Not Don. Life Jennings. Those two went hand in hand, and I got to the point where I was sick of that song. That's why I was like, I'm good on "Runaway Love."
I understand that.
I was just like, yo, y'all serious? And because you got to remember, myself and like Stryker went to a Catholic school, so the fact that we had to keep hearing those two Pacific songs in back and forth in loops and loops and loops, it's just like, I my G, like enough is enough.
For me, it was more so like, leave that shit to the conscious rappers. I don't really listen to you for conscious rappers.
Or like I don't like Luda. You supposed to be making music for me to get hyped. Like we want to like smack somebody to get the fuck up out my way. I don't want to. Nah.
Like leave that shit to Common. Leave that shit to Tatlib or somebody like that. That's how I was feeling about it.
How so? And
it's not to say he's not evolving as an artist.
No, right. But to an extent, right? Isn't saying something like that like saying, yo, LeBron, just go play basketball? You know what I mean? Like it's
I mean, not that. It's just, to me, and it's not the right message, wrong messenger type situation. It's just, I feel, let me use a current artist, for example. Like Tyler the Creator's evolution is fucking amazing. I tell people this all the fucking time. Tyler went from making horrorcore, really cringy garbage rap, which hit at the time that it was released, to evolving into, learning himself as a person, as well as evolving his music to reflect, his relationships, his growth as, an artist, winning Grammys, stuff like that. Nothing's wrong with that at all. But to me, the slow-paced, really thoughtful type of rap is not something that's really touched by everybody and done correctly. I'm not saying Luda didn't do it correctly, but it's not the first thing I'm going to come to his music for to listen to. So to me, at the time, it was a change of pace. It was different. It was a hit. Great. But that's not what I expect from a full album. That's like, for example, that for example, that's like when T.I. did what was it? He did a song with Chris Brown. He did a song with, I think, Jamie Foxx, I think it was. I forgot the names of the songs, but basically really, really slow paced, thoughtful stuff. I'm not necessarily listening or expecting T.I. to do something good in that lane.
Yeah, but come on, man. He does that expeditiously. You know what I mean?
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I had no problem with the song, but just like QS said, I honestly, the rotation it was used in wasn't in any proper it wasn't in the proper context. Why am I listening to that and then listen to SEX after? It's one of those things you have to play that with slow songs. You have to play that with that.
SEX song by Life Jennings is so fucking cringy. It was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, why are we listening to this? We're supposed to be like 16 and shit. We're supposed to be chilling. Like, why are y'all playing this on like 106 in Park? Why are y'all playing this on fucking school radios? Like, nah.
Bad, y'all.
It's all bad. I was just like, yeah, I'm not. That was just a weird ass time period.
Wait, what he say? What he say? I smoked my last pack of cigarettes today.
I was like, what?
Nah, but his first two albums,
Life,
his first two albums is crazy.
Then he met Carly Red.
And then
I don't even know who that is. So
some crazy Trinidadian lady. That's all you need to know.
She's his Erykah Badu. Is that what you're saying?
No, not even
Nah.
close. No.
Back later.
Every
definitely
man
not.
that is gone, every man that has touched Erykah Badu has never came out.
Never ever been the same. Ever.
Have.
Ever.
That's that Pisces magic.
If that's Pisces magic, keep that shit away from me.
You know, I'm dating a Pisces now, and
That's
Oh,
that
shit.
Pisces magic.
Episode 100. Stretch about to have a kufi on. That's what,
magic. I'll tell you that.
There you go. On
No
air
shade.
confirmation.
terrible. It's terrible.
Like Curtis Blow. It's magic. It's magic.
Yo, stretch leave the house talking about it's the magic in me.
Cruising on down Main Street, getting relaxing, feeling good.
Oh boy.
You
Oh
singing the
no,
Magic
no,
School
you didn't
Bus?
do that. No, he didn't do that. We're showing our age, yo. We're showing our age.
We definitely are.
That was great.
You get in the house, please let it be a normal field trip.
Never.
With the friends? No way.
If you want to talk magic, I think Miss Frizzle had the magic, bro.
Oh, of
Hey,
course.
hey,
Benching 415 raw with no
Easy.
wraps.
easy.
Her magic was Nazmahal or some shit. Or
Don't ask
man.
no questions.
Anavar.
That's
Okay. Okay. So favorite childhood cartoon.
I always like Looney Tunes as a kid.
Ain't
Just
mad
Looney
at that.
Tunes? Okay.
Mhm.
Can't be mad at that.
He's just stretch ready for America's
Okay.
hit talent. Wow.
Wait. I was about to say you call him Ike.
Favorite man. You know that's not an easy question for me.
Not anime though. Don't do anime. Anime.
No. I wasn't going to.
Yes, sir.
I don't. Darkwing Duck classic.
I need the reboot
classic.
ASAP. DuckTales wasn't enough. Give me the reboot.
See, that was the thing.
Actually-
I was also a big Looney Tunes person. My mom was big. Like that's her favorite. So I grew up with Looney Tunes. So I am like kind of biased. Also, Tiny Toons and all of that. I don't know, man.
Tiny Toons is getting a reboot or a continuation.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know? It's going to be on Hulu.
Oh,
I don't remember if it was a reboot or no, I think it's college. I think they're going to college. That's
I
what's
don't know
going to
how I
happen.
feel about that. I would say
I own two of my favorites.
I don't have. Yo, it's crazy. I really don't have one. Like
No favorite cartoon? I could probably jog your memory.
I don't. No. No. It's not that I'm forgetting.
So
I remember all of them. I
favorite
don't. I
cartoon.
can't.
You don't have a definitive one.
Yeah,
at least to
I
choose.
can't.
Okay.
It's really
You know what? Reboot. I'm gonna throw that in there.
Perfect.
Reboot
Perfect.
was
I hated Reboot as a kid.
yeah, because you're a weirdo. But Reboot was so Reboot was so underrated, yo. So underrated.
I was gonna say my favorite cartoon by far is still to this day is Ed, Ed and Eddie. Ed, Ed and Eddie.
I've grown to.
I was actually thinking farther back, but that's perfect.
The
Ed and
reason why I
Eddie's
say
perfect.
Ed, Ed and Eddie, people don't really understand. I've always gave this testimony that Ed, Ed and Eddie really taught you a lot of life lessons when you were a kid. This is the closest thing we ever got to the real world. It literally, like, you look at the story of Ed, Ed and Eddie. It's about three motherfucking kids that live in a fucking cul-de-sac in the community. And all they're trying to do is just make a reasonable dollar just to go and get
Get jawbreakers.
They're just trying to get some jawbreakers. That's at the end of the day. Look at all the things that you had. Eddie. Eddie was the one. He was like he was the shyster. He was the one that was always
He was the hustler.
He was always the hustler. He was hustling and everything. Ed was the muscle. Ed was just the muscle. Ed was the muscle. He's supposed to be the security of the group. And Double D, that was Ed. He's over here. He's the one making up all the scams. He's thinking of all the gadgets.
That's the engineer.
This was a three-man operation that seemed to work, but it just didn't because everybody else in the cul-de-sac just kept hating on them. every single time.
Yep.
Yo, there was no real reason for any of these kids to be hating on him like this. But it's just all they saying is like, yo, they just trying to hustle and get out the hood. That's why I said like, yo, Ed and Eddie was my favorite because it's just like, yo, it just taught you the value of a dollar. They always kept trying to make a dollar at the end of the day. That's all it was. They always made a dollar. They always tried to make a dollar. Everybody else kept hating.
Well, as I said, I own 2 of 3 I would mention. Earthworm Jim, Pirates of Dark Water. I actually have that.
Classic.
And Freakazoid. I have to get the Freakazoid.
Freakazoid's a fucking classic.
Freakazoid. Yeah.
Who's that kid with spiky hair? Freakazoid runs around in underwear.
If they do Freakazoid as an adult cartoon in 2023, it's gonna get fucking canceled.
Bro, watching Freakazoid on Teen Titans Go was crazy.
No, I don't think they would cancel Freakazoid. They wouldn't cancel Freakazoid because I mean, if you could have Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends,
oh my god, no, and it's getting rebooted.
So that goes to show you, like Freakazoid would never get canceled. If Foster's Home is getting a reboot, then they're never gonna get like
Pop-Up Girls and that is getting rebooted. So I mean,
Girls is Liddy Titty.
Oh, speaking of, since we mentioned Pop-Up Girls, Gendy is making another show like Primal, but it's supposed to be like 3 warriors that reincarnate every generation. But they always come back like at a certain time period to fight this big evil that keeps coming back. So I think it's gonna be really good.
So
Can I say this?
Side note, Samurai Jack.
Can I say this about the Powerpuff Girls? They are representations of police brutality at its finest.
Yeah.
Would beat the shit out of anybody moving, beating the hell out of niggas for jaywalking.
And look who they beat the shit out of most.
All the cases.
Mojo.
Look at all the cases they did to Mojo Jojo. They didn't beat that.
Oh my god!
They beat that poor monkey.
Remember when he wasn't doing shit and they still beat his ass? And he's like, "Why are you beating me?"
All Mojo Jojo wanted was love, bro. That's all the man needed.
Literally, he had a valid point. He just wanted love from their own father. He had a valid point. Like he literally had a valid point, but they still just came and kept on trying to beat the living dog shit out of him. That's crazy.
No, not tried. They
did. They did every time. And they beat him within an inch of his life every single time. So I'm just like, yeah.
Powerpuff Girls definitely had one of the creepiest villains.
Him?
I mean, him.
Oh!
I mean, him. Because now when you look at it now, him is like, he's not creepiest. He's just, they would say that he's just someone of trans community. He's
an effeminate devil.
He's an effeminate. That's really what it is. He's trans or he's an effeminate devil. He just has him has no.
At least him's not red.
Him doesn't identify as either. That's really what it boils down to. Him
is the Powerpuff Girls version of Mephisto. Like
that's a good one.
Essentially, that's really kind of.
And probably was probably the most powerful villain they really did.
Oh yeah,
They just did not. There really was no. Him really didn't have a weakness. There was no weakness to him. It was just a matter of.
Dude,
they
always
and
the Amoeba Boys.
Him by luck.
The Amoeba Boys, bro.
No, the Amoeba Boys. I never found the Amoeba Boys to be villains. They were just
misunderstood.
Yeah, like they were really just there. They weren't villains. They weren't heroes. They were just They always went. They say that they were gangsters, but they really didn't do any gangster shit. They were just chilling. Like it was just. I was just like, yo, the Amoeba Boys are just there. Like, why do y'all care so much about the Amoeba Boys? They chilling. They ain't doing nobody no wrong.
So true. You don't like reboot? That's so disappointing. It's crazy. Mainframe was dope.
I mean, what other cartoon did I say that was up there? I said I fucked with Ed and Eddie.
I mean, I think there are classics, right? Doug, Rugrats.
Doug is not a classic. No, Doug's not a classic.
What do you mean Doug isn't a classic?
No, it's not. Doug is
what?
No, listen, because I made Stryker knows where I'm going with this because I made this testimony on Facebook. I still stand firm in it. Doug is actually a very trash show because all in all this thing was a story about Doug. It's about this loser ass kid that's this loser ass kid that gets punked by his dog, every now and then, gets punked by by this weird bully that happens to be the black kid.
Weird bully.
This weird bully named Roger keeps getting bullied every day. The girl that he loves so much, that's Peppermint Patty. She don't really fuck with him. She just rather
Patty
mayonnaise.
Patty mayonnaise. Oh, that's what her name is.
Patty.
Patty only fucked with him. Patty only fucked with him when she felt like it. She only came around him when it was just like, all right, when she didn't want to get bothered by Roger anymore. So then she go and dealt with Doug. But she never gave Doug any type of real like play. And in real truth, the only victim in this whole situation of Doug of the story was Skeeter.
Yep.
Skeeter was the victim. Yep. Skeeter didn't need to hang out with Doug. He was too popular for him. Like, why was Skeeter hanging out with this loser every single minute? Everybody was even wondering, like, yo,
that was his man.
No, it wasn't. No,
hold on. I'll say this.
No, everyone was hanging out with him out of pity.
Everything. I'll say this. Everything pre-Disney Doug was a classic.
Yeah.
Disney got
Nickelodeon Doug was good.
Yeah, absolutely.
It got super trash when they got their hands on it.
Nickelodeon Doug was great.
Nickelodeon Doug, fire. Like,
but after that, it was just like, all right, Doug, what the fuck is this about? Like, what was the story? Like, that was I hated Doug. I'll tell you right now, I didn't like Doug. I didn't like As Told by Ginger. I hated that fucking show.
Oh, you wild. As Told by Ginger.
Somebody told me the grass is much greener.
Bro, just say you hate Nickelodeon, dog.
No. There was some shows I loved on Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon. Love. See, this is what I'm saying. Loser. He was a loser. Doug was a loser. He wasn't. No one. How can anybody? None of y'all stay and ask yourselves. Growing up, could you really relate to Doug?
No.
Exactly. Could you relate?
So you can't relate to Batman, and everybody loves that dumb motherfucker.
Y'all relate to Doug. You know, you gonna sit if you can relate to Doug. So you gonna tell me that y'all pets can literally sit here and punk y'all at every fucking show at any minute? No, exactly.
I didn't say I could relate to Doug. I'm just using stupid.
I'm just saying,
Batman as an
Doug
example.
just wasn't it. Doug wasn't the show, and it's crazy because he was like a staple on Nickelodeon, and that was the shocking part. But to say like, yo, I didn't fuck with Doug, I didn't fuck with As Told by Ginger. I did love Rugrats. Yes,
did you fuck with the Wild Thornberries?
Wild Thornberries? Oh no, Wild Thornberries was my shit. Chill. That was my shit.
Well, not by Stryker's face. You see that shit?
You didn't fuck with the Wild Thornberries? Nah, the Wild Thornberries was lit. They was
Angry Beavers.
Angry Beaver was my shit too.
Rocco.
Rocco's Modern Life.
Rocco's Modern Life
wasn't meant. It wasn't meant.
No, it was an MTV show. It wasn't meant for kids.
Rocco's Modern Life was supposed to be Rocket Power.
Rocket Power definitely is
cool,
3.
Wiggity.
Let me see.
Rocket Power was cool. Rocket Power was cool.
Hold on.
But I just wanted the kids to start wanted to do something besides skateboarding and surfing all day. I needed them to get some fucking jobs because this shit was starting to be really starting to be unrealistic.
Come on, man. Why they fucking with Tito so much, man?
Like
Tito was really
Rocket
coming
Power
in and fixing their shit, bro.
It was starting to get weird because every episode, these motherfuckers, all they did was doing all this extreme skateboarding, extreme fucking snowboarding, extreme biking. They did all this extreme sports shit. Not one time did you see these motherfucking kids in school. Not one day. You ain't see not one of them in school. You didn't see one of them pick up a job to help their dad around.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Shop. They helped. They helped at the shop or the stand or whatever.
You know what? Hot take. I actually have a Nickelodeon hot take.
When you saw them helping Raymundo and fucking Tito around that goddamn surf shop.
They did.
Never.
They did that episode where they
did.
When? When's that? Where's that?
Reggie and
the Squid, Sam.
Squid.
The Squid.
Yeah.
You mean the token white boy for
the show? White boy in the group? Like what?
Wait, hold on. Here.
Why are you calling me?
I got a good hot take. Nickelodeon has some of the best game shows of all time.
That's not a hot take. That's a fact.
Okay, just making sure. Because to this day, Nick Arcade will always be one of my favorite game shows.
Slime show, like, are you kidding me? Nah,
bro. Double Dare, all the Double Dares.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Both Guts.
Hell yeah.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
The closest thing Cartoon Network had to
Wild Crazy Kids.
The closest thing that Cartoon Network had to a gaming show was Total Drama Island. That's as close as it was gonna get. They didn't have
Supposed to
nothing
get a
else.
reboot as well.
We don't.
Well,
that series is long past.
Well, we know Cartoon Network fucked up when they started putting live shit, when they started putting real people and shit. Like that's
What
that's
you
when
mean?
Cartoon Network started. Don't
Don't disrespect cartoon like that, bro.
As soon as they started bring, I understand what you're saying, but as soon as they started bringing real people, like
Oh, you talk about Teen Titans and shit.
What? No, I'm not. No.
So what?
I'm
So
not.
give me an
I'm
example.
talking about like Ben 10, or I'm talking about like when they started doing
What
these
celebrity
movies,
they put in Ben 10?
Nah, Benson.
Bro,
Benson
no, they started
you mean-
doing movies
Oh,
and
movies
shows
stop.
with live people. With
Oh,
real
the
actual
live
people.
action talking
That's
about.
what I'm saying. Like,
But the
once
Ben
they
10 movie
started,
wasn't bad.
it doesn't matter. That's when Cartoon Network started going down the fucking drain. That's when everybody had to jump the boomerang. Because that's where all the good shit was.
Shit, Boomerang had a lot of classics.
Boomerang is still lit.
Boomerang
they had like
classics. They had Huckleberry Finn. They had fucking Yogi Bear. They had
Huckleberry Hound.
Yeah, the Hanna-Barbera cartoons are lit. Can't deny that.
Hound.
They had the Huckleberry Hound. They had. I said Huckleberry Finn. Jesus Christ!
You good.
Like that's
Yeah,
how you
right
know
there.
my just show it.
You right? Same shit. I feel you.
They had Secret Squirrel. They had Cow and Chicken.
Nah,
bro,
don't mention Secret Squirrel, bro.
It's fucking underrated.
Don't mention Secret
Stupid
Squirrel.
dogs. Like, are y'all fucking kidding me? Like,
Don't mention Secret Squirrel,
dogs
man.
great.
I'm still
Y'all
mad
wasn't
they
there
don't
for the
reboot
era,
that
man.
fucking show, bro.
Dogs and Cow
Bro,
and
Cat
Chicken,
Dog,
like,
Nickelodeon. Oh, come on.
Fucks with Secret Squirrel.
Secret Squirrel and Morocco
Secret
Mole.
Squirrel needs a
Come on,
reboot.
man.
If
Come
they
on,
do
bro.
a whole
Secret Squirrel,
reboot of that show,
They
it
gave
will
him
slap in
one. In the
2023.
90s, he had a reboot. He had remember the Super Secret Squirrel shorts? They had two.
No, I don't want a short during Two Stupid Dogs. I want a whole fucking
You want
show.
an actual series. You want an actual
Yes.
show. I don't know about that. I don't know.
Secret Squirrel was dope. I would be
Bro,
down
Ren and
for it
Stimpy
personally.
ahead of its time.
Ren and Stimpy wasn't for kids.
No, it wasn't.
It was
Not
for
even a
kids.
little bit.
And it only got worse.
Just like Rocco, that was on
Rocco
MTV,
wasn't for
and they
kids.
brought it to
Wasn't it
Nickelodeon.
Major Monkey?
Major Monkey.
I think that was in Dexter's lab. Like,
the
Monkey.
Yeah, Monkey wasn't for
No,
kids.
not Major. It was just Monkey.
It was just
Monkey wasn't for kids.
Monkey.
It was just
Okay.
Monkey.
He just
Monkey
went. He
was
was like
for kids.
superhero monkey and all that shit. Yeah, like that was cool. That was good.
Bestiality between his handler.
That's what I was
and
about
him,
to say.
basically.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Shit,
That-
Dexter's
it was-
lab.
it was
Dexter's
crazy.
lab. Yo, Dexter went through some strikes too. Shit. All Dexter wanted to do was just sit in his lab and just make shit and create
And
shit.
be a
Just
fucking
creative.
genius.
And here come Dee always coming up in the spot, just fucking shit up for no fucking reason. For no
What
reason.
does this button do?
Like why?
No,
Like, why are you touching it? Like why are you? Why are
Wait,
you invading this
no,
man? Why
and
you invading
then-
your brother's room and just touching
And
it?
then stupid ass Mandark.
Oh no, Mandark was just a hater. He was
Ha,
just-
Yeah,
ha,
Mandark
ha,
was a
ha,
hater.
ha, ha.
That's all he was.
he
He had
reminded
the-
me of
he had
That
the-
movie was lit though.
He
You
had
remember the
the
movie?
best worst laugh of all time.
If y'all remember from the Fairly Odd Parents, what his name is?
Not Dinkelberg.
Crocker.
The Crocker. Yeah.
Yeah, he reminded me of Crocker. I was just like,
Oh yeah. Yeah. I know you have very odd parents.
it was like, holy crazy.
Just the wig out.
Yeah, the
Wow,
scene.
out.
But honestly, I will say that Fairly Odd Parents was by far to me, I think, like the last
So,
true like Nickelodeon original show that was like great. I
Mhm.
think to me,
I
like
agree.
Fairly Odd Parents was like the last show that was good. After that, everything just went. It was just
All right,
like,
so
I'm
I
glad
have-
you went back full circle to Nickelodeon because I was
Yeah,
gonna
right.
bring a hot take for a show.
oh, good, good. No, good.
I actually liked But Ugly Martians.
You're the only one.
you're the only one. I didn't care.
That
for it.
show is so shitty. It was funny to me.
That's sad.
But also, I
understand
had to.
things,
Also,
but-
I had to live through it because Speed Racer X was right after that show
Yo,
on weekends. So
The remake for Speed Racer was crazy.
the anime version was so good, so good.
So good.
Racer never cared for it.
All
Never
right.
cared for Speed Racer.
So this
you
isn't
you
necessarily
should love Speed Racer. He don't give a fuck about nothing.
He damn sure
Nah,
don't.
I never cared. I never cared for it, especially when he was. I think maybe because I don't necessarily care
original-
for like watching racing. I didn't care for the racing. Like I was just like, oh, I don't care for racing shows. So it was like, all right, real cool.
There was a
So
lot
I
of
have
good racing
a whole
cartoons.
spiel on Speed
Wacky
Racer and how
races?
much he was he was a
Yeah.
murderer. Speed
Yeah.
Racer's a fucking murderer,
He
bro.
was.
He was.
That whole thing was to the death.
You need to watch the Speed Racer, the live action movie, which still to this day has amazing fucking CGI.
It was good.
When you look at that movie and you see how the drivers parachute out of their cars, you literally see them survive. When you watch the cartoon,
Yeah, they
nobody lives. You never see any of the same racers the same time. There was only one episode. There was only maybe 1 or 2 or 3 episodes where they had the racer that came back for revenge and still ended up dying in a race. So that's how you know that show was fucked up. Anytime you see them cars veer off a mountain, they're dead. They're not coming back.
All right,
Yeah,
so last question.
Okay.
What was your favorite? Okay, I don't want to call it a spinoff because it's not a spinoff, but what was your favorite Power Rangers copycat? And I promise you, if anybody says Ninja Turtles, I'm gonna jump through this computer and choke.
We don't talk about that.
Okay, good.
Favorite Power Rangers copycat?
Mm-hmm.
I like the Mystic Knights of Tiernanog.
Yo, I swear, outside of us, nobody knows that shit exists.
I actually like that.
I do because the fucking theme song was stuck in my head and I never liked watching the fucking show.
I wouldn't say this is a spin-off, but I think it felt like it was a likeness to Power Rangers. I don't think a lot of people
Well, that's why
really
we say
watch
copycat.
Copycats. It's somewhat as like a copycat, but I don't think everybody really watched this anime back in the day. Is everybody familiar with Cyborg 009?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's I would say
Still
like
very
that.
popular.
But you're right though. But on for the basis of this question, that wouldn't necessarily.
It wouldn't necessarily fit it. I
being
would
the
say,
same,
I would have
right.
said, okay, so if it
I-
was
Live action.
I would say
Sentai shit.
between the Mystic Knights of Tiernanog, I remember
And
VR
Beetleborgs.
Troopers.
I was gonna say
VR
Beetleborgs,
Troopers was
yeah.
one. The Beetleborgs definitely was one. I guess like the American version of the Masked Rider.
Yeah.
no,
Kamen
it's
Rider, yeah.
well, no. Yeah, it's called Masked Rider. That
They tried
that was
to.
our version.
Kamen Rider is what I'm thinking
So
about. They
Kamen
tried
Rider,
to merge it.
So you know they, I want to say like a decade and a half ago, that they used another Masked Rider show.
It
and
was
tried to
Dragon
use
Knight.
it. Yeah,
Mhm.
and but
They tried. I watched it. I watched
they
it until
did.
it ended. They
I
tried.
wasn't doing that to myself. Granted, y'all know me. I'm up to date with what they watch now of both Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. So, yeah. And Power Rangers using bugs, very interesting, very fucking interesting. Never did a bug motif before, so that's why I was like, this is actually kind of cool. So there's something that I did want to bring up. This is why I brought up the copycat. Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad.
Why does it sound so familiar?
Because that's the one with one of the Matthews brothers, the Lawrence brothers. Matthew Lawrence? That's it.
Yes, I do remember that show. Yep.
And Superhuman Samurai was the Americanized version of Ultraman.
Wow.
Because remember, the kids
I was looking
were
at
in the
the thing,
band.
yeah.
Servo, which was his name in the US, is Ultraman. Or a version of Ultraman. Like, whatever. But Superhuman Samurai was underrated. And they had a fire theme song. Fire.
I remember this show.
Yeah, man. Come on. Yeah.
But I also remember Ultraman when they did the Ultraman show as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a classic. Ultraman was shown in the States when. Yep. See, Sherman knows. It was OD low budget.
low key, low budget is crazy.
But the low budget was the same thing that they did with Power Rangers. They used the Japanese footage,
Yeah,
and that's just what it was.
It built
and they
character.
put them in like green
It
screen
built
at certain points.
character.
It just built character. You know that's what we gotta just accept. Like, you know, a lot of our low key, low budget shows that we used to watch back in the day, it just built the character for what it is for right now.
Yeah,
For real.
until people started accepting original media, and then now we have the originals, and people are watching that.
For sure.
You can all watch on Crunchyroll.
Facts. By the way,
What's
y'all
the
saw
what's the
they're getting rid
network
of
for the
Verve?
Sentai stuff?
so
To
depressing.
what?
You can go to Kiss Anime and watch everything.
Not too.
Okay.
Not Kiss Anime. I'm sorry. It's Kiss Asian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Damn,
I
Damn,
watched.
I didn't watch the match. I didn't watch
So I
the
used to
match
watch
over.
some of. So I used to watch some of the anime stuff before I had Crunchyroll or Verve and all of that on Kiss
Right.
Kiss Anime. I watched everything on
course.
Kiss Anime,
Yeah.
and then
I used to download torrents, so
yeah, and then when I found out that there was Kiss Asian for Sentai and all the like different Asian dramas, and that's from all over like China, Japan, Korea.
Yep.
Yeah. But once I found that is where I watch all of my Sentai.
I have to check it
and
out because I
stuff.
want to see. There's a
And it's
manga that I
literally
always.
and it literally comes out the day after, a day or two after.
That's not bad.
So no, not at all. So every Monday I'm watching them, both of them. both of them.
I'll check that out because there's a series based off a manga that I
Mhm,
read almost every year called Ouroboros.
mhm.
But they did a live action in like 10 episodes, but I don't think they covered the whole thing. But I always tell this story. It's two orphans who they lose their caretaker. They were orphans. They had a caretaker who they loved very much. Some you could even say they were like really like madly in love with her. But she got killed by a guy whom they label as Goldwatch. And the only way you get Goldwatch in Japan is you have to be one of the highest rated cops in their police system. So what happens is they decide that they'll grow up and they will live on two different sides of the law. One is a police officer, and the other one is actually like a second in command for one of the biggest gangs in Japan at the time. And basically, they work together on cases of anything that's linked to that Gold Watch case, and it basically unravels all of Japan because a lot of shit was linked just to that one case and the lineage of the Gold Watch. So I seen that they made a 10 episode live action, and I heard it was received really well, but the manga's really fucking good. Like once you get into the nitty gritty of it and find out who was what, who's connected here, even to the murder mystery portion of it is really fucking good. So if you want to read it, Ouroboros. If you want to watch it, Ouroboros, wherever you can find it. You're on mute.
I knew that. I was just making sure your eyes work. With that being said,
Yes.
thank you guys for tuning in once again. We really appreciate all the comments, all the love. Whether you watch it live, whether you watch it later, whether you comment live, whether you comment later, whether you talk to us face to face or text us. Either way, we really do appreciate all the love. Look, next week is our 100th episode. So I can soundly say that we will have some special guests who's going to pop in. I'm leaving it a surprise, so these guys can just see next week. But we do have special guests, and look, man, it's a party. All right, 100 episodes. Look, it's tough to get to 100 episodes. To begin with, it's even tougher to do it with the same group of people. So, and I will reiterate that next week. But also it's 420, baby. So who knows? Maybe we'll be outside. Who knows what the hell we about to do?
Right.
Guys, all in all, from us to you guys, once again, thank you. We love you. We appreciate you. We appreciate everybody, every promotion, any podcaster um who fucks with us. Um Look, man, either way, we really appreciate y'all. And next week we'll get a little more in depth. And we'll talk about our first 100 episodes. So with that being said, gentlemen, let's do what we do. Wait, hold on. He's first. No, he's not. He's second. I'm tired, man. I'm never gonna get this right. Yep, there it is. Ooh, hold on. You got to point with the other hand too. Wow.
Yeah, that's
So again, you already know, guys. If you guys don't know, you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Forever Deepin. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in. Thanks for rocking with us. As you can see, the cat of commentary is trying to make his debut. It is what it is. For myself and Max, I'll say thank you guys for joining in. I'll just give a shout outs for everyone that has been watching. I guess the new season of Demon Slayer. That's cool. What I'll say for y'all then is keep watching that and trust and enjoy, because for this arc, y'all haven't seen anything yet. Y'all about to be in for a ride.
Mm-hmm.
But as in, see y'all for episode 100.
That's right. Yeah, right there, brother. Right there.
And it's me. It's StrykerDragoon. Hello, everybody.
You obviously see what more.
Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch is at StrykerDragoon, and I definitely didn't want to address that on air, but YouTube is at StrykerDragoon131. After this show, I'm gonna finish Resident Evil 4 remake, because I was halfway, beating Sadler's ass, and I just died. So I'm just gonna go finish it off, and I'll be good for probably Fire Emblem tomorrow. So check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/StrykerDragoon. I will be on Resident Evil right after the show.
And as always, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Mr. Marvel87. Also, please follow mine and Rodney Harris' mental health show, A Different Angle. The Instagram and Twitter is at 88pod2023. It will be on tomorrow. It's every Friday on prn.live at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, be sure to follow the Four Corners of Commentary on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at The Council of Commentary, TikTok at Council of Commentary, and Twitter at CO Commentary. And remember that you can also listen to us, no video, just all sound, on some of your favorite streaming platforms,
dulcet tunes,
such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Audible, and or iHeartRadio, and a whole bunch more. All you gotta do is Google Four Corners of Commentary. You see the purple ring with the mic in the middle, and that'll be us. So from us to you guys, once again, thank you so much. We appreciate y'all. Can't wait to see you on episode 100 next week. We are your Four Corners of Commentary, and we out. Peace.